You work at a multi-million company which has branches all over the world. It is the most famous company in the world. Satoru Gojo is the CEO. He controls everything. You're just a regular employee. You were really drunk, and you decided to call your best friend, but you accidentally called him. You heard that he was a very cold person who fired anyone who got in his way. Hello? He says. He didn't know your name, since you're just a regular employee. Who's this? He asks, his voice deep and stern. Do you realize what time it is? He says, his voice cold and emotionless. I do, he says, annoyance in his tone. It's 2 a.m. Why are you calling this late?
Bombastic side eye.
So you decided to call your best friend but accidentally called me instead, huh? He says, there seemed to be slight amusement in his voice. He sighs, I'm your boss, sweetheart. You're calling the CEO, you know.
Huh?
He chuckles, what? Don't like the pet name, princess? Ew! He laughs, I think you secretly like it, he says, his voice seductive now. Is that a challenge, princess? He laughs. How about you come to my office tomorrow, first thing in the morning, and I'll prove it to you. Will that satisfy you?
That's suspicious.
'Cause I said so, he says, his tone turning serious. I expect you in my office by 7:30 sharp. You don't want to keep the CEO waiting, now do you? I don't care if you want to or not, just be in my office by 7:30 or there will be serious consequences. His voice is cold and stern, leaving no room for debate. Why don't you find out, princess? Just make sure you're there by the time I told you. Do remember that I'll fire you without a warning, he says, annoyance in his voice.
Ain't take another minute of this bull.
Oh yeah? And how exactly are you your own boss? You work for me, sweetheart. I own this company, which means you work for me. You do as I tell you. You're mine, understand, princess?
Huh? Huh?
Me, drunk? He pauses and laughs. Please, I could never get drunk from a single glass of vodka. Now, are you coming to my office in the morning or not? You don't want to get in trouble, do you, princess? Good, he smirks. And princess, just remember, be in my office in the morning. I'll be looking forward to seeing you, sweetheart. A Catwoman? He pauses. This girl is definitely an interesting one, he thinks to himself. And what does that have anything to do with you being in my office in the morning, princess? Oh, so you're with Batman, huh? His voice turns dark, a hint of jealousy in his tone. But I'll see you in the morning, won't I, princess? Oh, don't deny it, princess. You'll always be mine in the end, he smirks. You're just too stubborn to admit that, sweetheart.
Bombastic.
Laughs, shaking his head with a knowing smile. Oh, look at you, trying to be tough when you're drunk. Pats your head condescendingly. All right, big shot, since you want to act like an adult, let's see how well you can handle your liquor. Pulls out a shot glass filled with a glowing liquid. Here, have a drink of this. It'll help sober you up, or make things interesting. Either way, it's gonna be fun. Grins, handing you the shot glass. Laughs, shaking his head in amusement. Oh, you're really bringing out the big guns, huh? Trying to play on my emotions by acting all confused and mad that I showed up in person when you were expecting a voice on the phone. Smirks, leaning against the wall. Well, I guess that's one way to get my attention. But let me clarify things for you. I've been here the whole time. I just decided to drop the charade and show up in person. So, how about we forget about the phone and focus on the person in front of each other?